Good morning, everybody. Welcome.
Good morning.
Beth says good morning. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben, that's Beth. We're going to continue building the Eisley Cantina today. Still working on that. No new microfighter builds, no new designs really of anything going on. Good morning, Dave. How are you? Kodiak says hi. Beth is going to training. She's got some dog training this morning. So both dogs are going to be in their crates, which means you may hear Agatha not be happy about stuff for a while. And it's going to be awful, but we just have to kind of let it go because, yeah, so there's that. So let's just jump right into the building. We left off with bag 4, so we're still going to have the instructions down here. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear her in the background. She's not going to be happy. So this is where we left off. We got the bar done, and we've got the V35 speeder or whatever it is. Oh my goodness. She hates it. I may have to let her out at some point. So these are the minifigs that we've got so far. We've got Luke, a Trandoshan that I forget the name, and the bartender. They do need to be contained, but they also need it as they need to feel like that's their safe space, especially if it's what they sleep in at night. She needs to feel like it's a safe place for her to be and she's not going for punishment. So I don't know why my music stopped. If you are rolling in from Michaela's stream, hello and good morning. Over at Snot OK. Oh, you know what? It picks it up. There we go. I'm gonna start this song over. So Beth's car has Bluetooth, her new car has Bluetooth on it, and every time I'm in here and she leaves to go somewhere, it just picks up my phone. So here's your soft bag. This is gonna be all your capes and pauldrons and whatnot. There's a lot of capes in here and whatnot. There's a lot of soft items in there. GHJ Master 120. Of course I want to become famous. So we probably only need the one for Obi-Wan right now, which is a brown cape, so we'll work on that. Ooh, look at this. Printed box with the Imperial symbol on it. That's kind of cool. Some Arabesh. I don't know what that says. Probably like weapon or something. Somebody want to translate that for me? I'll have to look that up. So we got Obi-Wan in this box. Some platforms. And a hood. I just need his head. So how's everyone doing this morning? How are you doing, Kodiak? I liked your ink that you got. I thought about getting something similar. I was going to get the, since I've done all circles, right? I was going to get the COVID-19 virus thing with the 19 in the middle of it. And then somebody's like, you know, a lot of people have died from that. And I went, oh, you're probably right. It's probably insensitive. Alright, so I don't see a Obi-Wan head. Did I not get it out of a bag? This is bag 4, yes. Nope, all the bags are empty. Unless there's another bag 4. There is. Sneaky little bag. Walter, good morning. How are you? Oh, it did it again. Come on, Beth, just leave. I'll be right. Oh, there she goes. Okay. I'm like, just go. You're stealing my music. I honestly wouldn't mind if you nicked my tattoo. It's safe enough in what it's referencing. Plus, anytime I turn to cough in my arm, that's where. Very good. Yeah. I'm looking for round things. I think the next ones I'm gonna get for my birthday in like a week, 2 weeks, is going to be probably Battlestar Galactica and a Star Trek, and then I think I will have covered all my fandoms, or most of my fandoms. I want to get Lord of Rings on here. Lord of the Rings on here. Lord of Rings! Get that Lord of Rings! Get Lord of the Rings on here, but I don't really know. I can't really find a round. The Leaves of Valorian could be kind of roundish, but I'd be breaking a mold. Kind of. So, I don't know. And no, I don't want your skin. It puts the lotion in the basket. There's Obi-Wan, old Obi-Wan in a tan outfit. One head, not dual facing, so there's your fourth figure. All right, so here we go. Here we go. These are all the same size, yes. Perfect. I do have a bit of an announcement. On August 8th of this year, the 72-hour stream, the 72-hour LEGO community stream, the official 72-hour LEGO community stream will be happening starting August 6th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. It starts Thursday at midnight, and then it goes all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. It's not really in support of anything, although several of the people who do stream have some mental health awareness messages that they talk about while they stream. If you've seen Butt Chop on here on my stream, that's who organizes it, and he does it every year. Twice a year sometimes. And this will be my third or fourth time participating, so it's fun. I'm just going to do my regular 2 hours on Sunday, just like always. But I think instead of just me doing it this time, I think we should have a panel. So if you want to be part of it, I asked Michaela if she wanted to be on it. If you'd like to be part of the stream, just drop me a line via the regular old Instagrams or in chat here or email or whatever. And instead of just me sitting here talking and building, we can actually have some people talk about stuff. And we can have agendas if you like, and we can talk about certain things. Or we could just chat and everybody build and talk about Lego. So, yeah. All right, yeah, cool. There's like a handful of people that I'm like, yeah, I know, like, Dave will be on. Brad might be able to do it if it's, early enough, or if it's not too early. And then try to get Michaela, see if maybe I could sweet talk Josh into doing it. Either of the Joshes, Josh Gilson, or Josh Builds. I don't know if he'd do a stream or not. That's just the one piece. Okay. I was like, I'm waiting for more. I think he should be set up to stream, so I don't know why he wouldn't want to. All right, cool. Thanks. Will do. Yeah, it'll be pretty chill. It's just like this. But instead of having 3 or 4 people watching, it'll generally probably have about 20 or so. So I may enlist people's help to like moderate the chat and stuff like that. So we'll see. The last couple times I've just done it by myself. And I think it's a bit jarring because for the most part, these are big panel things, like people will join and chat and it's a big to-do. And then it comes to mine and I'm like, hey, I'm here by myself. Hi, everybody. And it's really laid back and quiet. And I'm usually sitting here designing a microfighter and I'm just like, dirt, you know. Something's weird about that coffee. So let's see how long this set takes to finish, because it's 18 bags and we did 3 last time, but I also built Everybody is Awesome. So maybe we could get through a couple more bags today. We'll go 2 hours. So we're building another. That's kind of how it's working right now. Nothing really going on right now. Kind of waiting for like my birthday's coming up and friend's birthday's coming up a couple weeks. And then after that we got vacation. We're going to Kentucky, so we're just kind of planning those things. And started watching Shadow and Bone again, trying to get back into that. It's pretty good. I mean, the fantasy aspect is kind of keeping me entertained. Because it's one of these fictional history pieces, so it's like a fictional almost like a historical fiction, but it's historical. It's not really any history of ours, so it's got a period piece feel, but it's on a different planet, a different world, if you will. It's pretty interesting. But it's still very young adult novel kind of feel to it. Oh. Bugger. So I started talking to some friends in the lug, or some people in our lug, and might be trying to do a collaborative thing where, and this is something that was done on Flickr a while ago, was that somebody built kind of a spaceship that had kind of a theme to it, and then other people, they basically built towards that theme. So you'd end up with like a lot of ships based off like just 3 things, and they were like quasi United States, quasi Eastern Bloc, quasi China kind of thing, aesthetic. I was like, that's really cool. We should do that too. So I might be trying to do some more microfighter builds again, just to try to do something else. Because I feel like I'm kind of in a little bit of a rut, building wise. But I also have so much to sort that I feel bad sourcing parts for things that I'm like, I should have this part, but I want something new to source it. Greg Dillon 117, how's it going? Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday. Cheers. We're still working on the Cantina, and a good time shall be had by all, especially me, because this is fun. So what are you up to this fine Sunday? Nothing. Sunday, playing some video games, watching TV, laying around the house. Did a bunch of yard work yesterday, and I am old, and I should not be doing yard work anymore. I think I'm to the point where I need to hire some young person to mow my yard, because all I did was mow and edge and trimmed up a bunch of branches and tried to fix a sprinkler head after I mowed over it. Oh, this is a clear one, because that's important. And just wipe myself out. Wish you were still in Dallas. What's going on in Dallas? Or do you just miss being in Dallas? Having been to Dallas several times, I don't miss not being there. But that's just me. I'm sure on the reg it's a fine city. Yikes. Yeah, so I thought of doing a space western kind of feel, like a town, like a city street, like you would with modulars and stuff, but the modulars are all space western themed. So like you've got a saloon, but it's like kind of run down space kind of feel to it. And then, you know, like a stable or a general store, or, you know, stuff like that. Okay, Walter. And then someone in the Lug Discord was like, Firefly? And I'm like, yeah, I know. But yes. Oh, I missed that step entirely. You're planning on moving to Arlington. What's for you there in Arlington? You moving for school, for work, for family? So yeah, I had a bunch of sketches done up from some different ideas, and a lug member and I were going to work on them together, and we just kind of fizzled out. Just kind of went like something came up, and we're both just like, never mind. Much more to do up there, also less humidity. Where are you now, Greg? And yes, there's definitely less humidity in Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Grapevine, Denton area. Oh, you're in Orange. Jahibis. That is one humid place. If I lived in Orange, I'd probably spend more time in Louisiana. Were you around when Rita hit? Because that went right up through there, didn't it? Up the Sabine. All right. Ooh, times 8. Well, better get cracking. Yeah, we were worried about it hitting here in Austin. Because it was coming, it looked like it was coming up the ship channel in Houston, and then it went north, swung north. And also, yeah, not just that one, but all the other ones. Every hurricane that comes into Texas seems to go right there. And the worst we could ever get in Austin is like the storm bans. We don't actually get hurricanes. Get some tropical depressions and stuff, but that's about it. Couldn't imagine living on the coast like that. All right, so we are basically building the seating area. And these seats look like they can have one person each. Well, this one bag is taking a while. Let's see, do we get... Yes. Yes. Yes, okay. And do this times 4. I'm glad I'm in Austin, or I'm outside of Austin. I like it here a lot. I liked it more when I first moved here. Lately it's got a little, it's in this weird position where it's not a small town anymore. It's getting to be a big city, and it's A, losing a little bit of its charm, I feel like, and B, it hasn't really learned to grow into its big cityness yet. Cy O'Connor, how are you? Thanks for coming by. I'm assuming Michaela's done if you're here. Or am I a Longhorn? No, I wasn't born in Texas. I was born in Denver. So I went to school there, and I actually didn't even get a degree. Went to school for a long time at a small community college or state college, and went for 6 years and ended up not graduating. So I had a lot of credits in theater and art and music, and I switched majors too much, and by the time I had to move out of my parents' house, get a job, and all the jobs were in the evening, which means I couldn't do my studio art classes, which means I was just like, well, then I guess I'm dropping out. Because I wasn't going to be able to get a job doing anything with studio art anyway, so didn't really matter. Hopping around checking on my live stream, kids. Oh, thanks, Dad. Did you get any slots for the 72 hour for Butt Chop's 72 hour thing? I don't know if that's something that you and Chris and Greg do or not. So I thought I'd put it out there. I think he had posted about that the other, like yesterday or the day before. I say dad, I'm probably the oldest out of everybody. Except for maybe Fazoom. I think maybe he's slightly older than me. But whatever. Lego says 2 to 99, so I've got 51 years left to be able to do this. Oh, good. Me too. Sweet. So yeah, August 6th, 7th, and 8th this year. For those who are joining late, our friend of the channel and all around bon vivant, Butt Chop, is doing his 72-hour community Lego stream again this year, starting August 6th, and I will be on the Sunday 10 a.m. right now slot. So stop on by and say hello. Make sure to keep an eye out on several streamer schedules, because I'm sure we'll put up thumbnails and stuff to mark dates and stuff soon. Make sure to check those out. Subscribe to all those channels. This is something I want to ask. There's that thing floating around that says, if you could ask a designer anything, what would you ask? And mine would be, if you were going to put a 2x4 here, why would you not put a 2x4 here? Why put two 1x4s? Is it because you have earlier steps that have a lot of 1x4s and you don't want to put more different pieces in there, so you just keep with that? Or is it got to pull this up later, make it easy for people? What's the decision process there? I mean, ideally, I would like to become a designer for Lego, and then I can answer all these questions myself. But nobody seems to want to tell me how to get a job there. Despite me asking every designer that I ever run across, get me a job there. I've applied. I do good work, I swear. I've been watching a lot of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Hey man, there's worse things you could be doing right now. Where are you watching that? Just on stream somewhere? Because I didn't think it existed on Toonami, or what was the nighttime one? Adult Swim, HBO Max. Ah, that explains it. Man, remember Toonami? That was so great. I love Toonami. So I finished Castlevania. Now I need to get another weird anime. There was one about that black samurai, Suako or Sakuo or something like that. That looked good. I'm just looking at all like the new Netflix release animes. So I'm gonna try a couple new things. I think also I'm gonna go back for the second season of She-Ra. Finish that. I did see that there was probably gonna be a Castlevania spin-off, which I'm kind of like, really? I think the show is great as is, just leave it. But that's not how they do things. Samurai Jack was awesome. That's one of those like great once in a lifetime kind of things. Like, I don't know that you could do that style of show again, because I feel like that style of animation and storytelling sort of sparked a lot of newer animation after that. So I think great shows like Gravity Falls or Steven Universe owe a lot to what Tartakovsky did with Samurai Jack. And to a lesser extent, I think something like Batman the Animated Series a little bit. But that, I just feel like Samurai Jack was just groundbreaking. And if you haven't, I'm guessing most fans of Star Wars probably have, but if you haven't, I would highly recommend watching the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars that he did. The mini-series, a bunch of shorts, but they've tied them together. You can watch them in like one long thing. But it's a bunch of shorts of the Clone Wars, and it's great. Highly recommend that one. Like, it's a likable Anakin, but he's still whiny. Not as likable as the Cartoon Network Disney Channel Clone Wars, but I loved it. Like, it just was so fantastic, and so it was very Samurai Jack. Like, the action was all pretty much the same, but it was great. It was good times. Agreed. Yeah, it's not my favorite of all time, but it's right up there. It's so good. Like, Grievous is menacing. The battle droids even aren't like silly and stupid. It's a little weird in that there's a lot of kind of one-off things where they introduce some weird characters, but it's just so much fun. In fact, I may go rewatch it soon. The bit with Mace Windu in the open field was so good. With all the super battle droids. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I missed a step. Missed a piece. There's a lot of groundwork in this one. A lot of setting up for later. I think they also used that opportunity to try and flesh out the Star Wars universe a little bit more. Yeah, it's the scene where they're like Shakti and that Ithorian Jedi, and there's another Jedi, the fuzzy-haired proboscis Jedi or species, where they're trying to save Palpatine. Senator Palpatine at that point, or Chancellor Palpatine, and Grievous is coming after him, is so good. That's like the high point for me, is that bit. Oh yeah, the ARC Trooper sequence. And the ARC Troopers are great because they never speak. It's all hand signals, right? And then they just go kick ass. It's so beautiful. And they just like, brrr, and then they do a bunch of stuff, and then, brrr, you know. So good. Oh, no problem. I mean, it's hard to see in chat if you've left. So it's all good. How do I like the Bad Batch so far? I like it. I think this last episode was great. It was great. Speaking of hair standing still, I will be talking spoilers a bit right now, so so close your ears if you haven't seen it yet, but I basically just want to say that the scene where... Okay, plug your ears, seriously. The bit where... Wrecker his chip finally goes, and he's going after Omega. Oh, I mean, everything from the bit where his chip goes to them stunning him is just so good. It's menacing. Like, I thought it was really, really well done. Like, I was worried that she was going to get hurt. I feel like I've jumped around a little bit here. That, okay. And I'm glad they just didn't do a, hey, we went to a different planet, and they still did go to a different planet, but at the same time, you know, it was kind of a selfish reason that they went instead of, we got to do something for Sid. Spoiler alert, the Bad Batch are clones. I was kind of hoping, because they went to Braca, and I was like, ooh, they could see Cal Kestis while they're there. That's where Kestis started. But I think he was on Braca probably a little bit later, because this is literally like a couple weeks after Order 66. And I think Fallen Order was probably about 5 years, maybe, three to 5 years after that, because Order 66 happens when Cal Kestis is 12, we'll say. And the game starts up after that, because all those are flashbacks, but you start playing the game later as a late teens, early 20s Cal Kestis. I would say he's probably 19 to 22, something like that. I don't think they explicitly say, which is still years after Order 66. So, did I spot the blue wing, the blue Y-wing? Sai, you're not watching me on Instagram, man. All right, I got to show you this now. Did I not spot the blue Y-wing? Oh my goodness. Which technically was in the end of season 7. So yes, but it was, when I saw it this time, I'm like, oh right, I've got to do that. Instagram's weird too, because you're like, you may not see it for days, and then you're like, liked this thing that happened 4 days ago. So yeah. I did, and it was cool, and I was like, eee, blue Y-wing. All right, so that step's done. Yeah, I hope it'll be a set too. Like all the other micro fighters that aren't being a set right now. A little tear. I mean, all they've got to do is ask. I'd be happy to give up my designs. You know? Just ask Josh from Josh Builds Stuff how that feels with his micro scale or Tatooine build. And I kind of figured that was going to happen. All right. There's going to be a lot of pieces, so let's do them one at a time. Yeah, there's a lot of micro fighters they could do, which would be good sets. They aren't going to, though. They could have done the Kessel Run Falcon, the Lambda Shuttle, Vader's TIE Fighter. You know, it's a lot they could have done, but they just aren't. They're doing weird stuff, so I don't pretend to know what goes through the minds of the production designers or anything at Lego. I would hope that they My sincere hope is that somebody there goes, you know, there's this guy that does these. There's like 2-3 people that do these. And my luck, they go get Query Designs or Trending Brick or something. It's a neat way to do a kind of a Adobe looking thing on the outside. They say, yeah, this guy is really good. We should get him. We should talk to him about some designs. Trying to think of what other ones they could do. The V-Wing would be a good one. Like, I get the more obscure ones aren't probably ones that you'd want to do, but the V-Wing definitely. The Republic Y-Wing. I mean, the Stinger Mantis. The Stinger Mantis just needs to be an actual set. Like, I don't know what they're waiting for with that one. That just seems kind of, I don't know. But I also think the Corvus should have been one too. Instead of we get a battle pack with whatever that was. See you later, Sai. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Have a good dinner. We'll catch you on the flip side. Good luck getting you a slot for 72 hour. Just rocking through the set. Box, binoculars, Battlestar Galactica. I'm guessing it goes there. Alright, well, I'm a little worried because I have these two pieces here. So let's go back, see where we missed. These two pieces. Right there. Okay, well that's easy enough. The rest of these obviously are going to be extras. Okay. These are all going to be brown and tan extras, so I don't care if I keep them. Alright, we are on bag 5. Bag 5. As far as I can tell, there's just one bag 5. My son just Snapchatted me. I want to see what he said. We are taking care of their dog. Oh, yeah. The dog and cat while they are away. So I sent them a picture this morning on our walk. Proof of life. And they liked it. All right, so this guy's name is Kabe. Kabe. K-A-B-E. He's a little bat face guy. His legs are non-bending, small legs. He does not have an accessory or a weapon. That's that guy. He's pretty cute. Nice little print on his jacket. Very subtle. Welcome back, Walter. Trying to keep these guys lined up because there's a lot of them. All right. I'm going to start setting pieces aside here because I'm getting a little distracted and I'm missing stuff. times 2. That was important. So Walter, what are you building lately? Oh, nice. Yeah, I'd like to enjoy a pool. There's the kids and their moms have a pool, and they said that we could, if we wanted to, partake in it while they were gone. I was like, very tempting. So I might do that today if I have time. Got a lot of stuff going on. Got to fix the sprinkler head that I mowed over, and got to go get pet food. And Beth's got another training tonight, or the behavioralist for Aggie. I think that's today, or maybe that was yesterday. It's hard to keep track, unless it's like in a book of some kind. I'm just like, I keep asking. I'm like, my memory's shot. Wait, was that today? Oh. I was kind of hoping I could just stay here and play Battlefront all day. This is going to be so many little greebles and things. I mean, you can already tell, like, there's going to be all kinds of things in this corner. Something hanging there, little cups and stuff. There's going to be something on this wall back here. Brad's live. Welcome, Brad. If you have time, August 8th on my stream, we're going to be doing this. It'll be part of the 72-hour community stream. If you're interested, I'm going to do a panel instead of just me talking. So if you want to join up, just let me know and I'll send out links to everybody. I'm going to have Michaela be on if she can. I think Kodiak said he would. Walter, if you'd like, you can. We'll just sit and chat and talk about Lego and Star Wars and Marvel and all kinds of fun stuff. So August 8th, 10 a.m. Central. Yeah, keep in mind. And if you can't, no big deal. If you're working or whatever, I understand. Or if there's slots available, you could go get your own slot. Right on, right on. Ooh, got a lightsaber. Very cool. Is it one of those like super hyper realistic ones? Oh man, that is just a subtle build right there. Those lights in there. I'm sure that's in the movie somewhere. So I like the way they're handling these corners and outside bits to make it seem a little more rough with the circular bits like that. It's kind of nice. Nice touch. All right, so that goes there, and then that, and then that, and then that. It's a Brazilian guy that makes them by hand and is really realistic with lights and sounds. Wow, cool. Yeah, the little things. This is like building the Apocalypseburg or the Sesame Street set or the medieval blacksmith or the 100-acre wood. The 100-acre wood, not so much. There was some fun small stuff in it, but those big sets where like inside you're putting like little things as you go. That's really cool. And I think that when you start designing stuff, that's a lot of fun too, because you could put that kind of stuff in there for other people to enjoy at a later date. I'll file that under D for date. All right, so I don't lose track. 3, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay, so that one goes there. Oh, I've seen them on an ad before. They're very expensive. Yeah, those lightsabers. I saw a thing about, I think the Star Wars Theory guy got one. He was very excited about getting it. If it's the same one I'm thinking of. Does it expand too? Like you do the thing where you flick it and it expands, and the hilt's pretty big because it has to encase. And the hilt's pretty big and the blade's very short. Oh my God, look at all these pieces. Look at all that. It's like, okay, and all the rest of your pieces, just put them on there. 1, 2, oh, look at that. One of these snot bricks, but in dark tan. Nice. 2, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, they are expensive. I was going to say likewise on the spending part, but I just got this. I mean, technically this was a birthday present from Beth. But I bought it, and then she just paid me back for it. Because that's what happens when you get older. You're like, yeah, just get whatever you want. Here's some money. Okay. Oh, I hope you're videoing that, Walter. That would be a lot of fun to watch. Already has the blade attached? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure because there's a couple newer ones floating around. I just don't know which model people are talking about sometimes. Bottles and glasses. So there's where we're at right now. Top of the hour. Maybe I'll get 2 more bags in. Some fun stuff so far. This is basically one side. So my guess is that this will attach like this, right? And then it'll all open up. Got that rounded bit right there. But for her, unboxing is playing box, so it's being so funny to make her decorate the lines. Nice. Yeah, kids are weird. You're like, here's a super expensive thing, and they're like, box. Want a box. You're like, okay, well, congratulations. You now have a box. See, jumping the gun already. Oh, funny. That's really cool. For some reason, I really like that. That little bit with the ring right there. Okay. Let's just go around the horn here. That. 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 Okay, okay. 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 I think that's everything. Cats love boxes, and so do kids. I think one of the cool, and I try to tell my dad this every couple years or so when I remember, but one of the coolest things he ever made, or we ever got for Christmas, and this was only cool looking back on it, right? This wasn't, check you later, dude. Thanks for coming by. Yep, I'll be here. I'll be here on Thursday, probably doing this again. So my brother and I were both big kind of, oh, I missed something. I've got two of these guys hanging out here. That's there. Hang on real quick. Oh, okay, cool. So my brother and I were very much into Star Wars and Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica and all things like science fiction-y and spacey when we were kids. And so my dad built in our basement, which means we had to stay out of the basement for like months. He built these big fiberglass, not even fiberglass, just like pressed board and 2x4s with like plexiglass canopies. He built like fighter cockpits, like space fighter cockpits, and like spray painted spacey designs on the side. And you get those control panels that were like back in the day in the 80s, they were like the light up space control panels that like you could push buttons and they would do things and had little joysticks on them or something. And then there was these helmets that you could get that had walkie-talkies in them that you could talk to each other. So we would just, the idea was that we would, since we were pretending, we would sit in these cockpits and we pretend we're fighter pilots and we just talk to each other. Like, we're going to go zap some people, you know. And I'm like, it was the cool, like, I know looking back on it, my brother and I were probably like, it's not a Transformer. You know, like, we were probably shits about it. But I just cannot imagine a cooler thing for kids. It was so amazing. And I know he spent months working on this. So, just the coolest. So yeah, anything to do with like, and of course, you know, that's that whole idea of playing in boxes and stuff. I got an extra one of these. I feel like that's a thing. Oh, she thought unboxing was part of the boxing sport. So like instead of hitting each other, you tickle each other or you like pull punches off of each other. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. All right, bag 6. And I feel that's got 9. Bag 6 is also quite small. Makes me think that there's another one. 2 bag 8s. Bag 8 is big. Funny how these break up into small bags and large bags and stuff. And you're Walter, you should be like, no, it is that kind of sport. You throw the lightsaber around, you just take the box and go, crash. What have we learned? Life lesson. Don't do that. That's mean. Does that stick out like that, really? Sticks out like that. I guess there may be something on the other side there. Whatever you do, don't turn this upside down. Those binoculars will fall out. Oh, first things first, we got to do R2. Another R2-D2. Let me show you my Ziploc bag full of 40 R2-D2s. And it looks like Yeah, my printing is off on this. Everybody's printing is off on these R2s. If you can see that or not. How it's all wonky. And around the side there, it kind of dips. Come on, focus. Don't focus on my background. See how it dips right there? It's not great. Anywho, there's R2. Let's see. Done that, done that. Need the window. 3 and... She thought we were going to fight each other, and I explained that her in Portuguese then meant to open the boxes of stuff we received to show to everyone. So is she mixed marriage? Is she a mixed marriage thing? Or does she speak English, or is it something different? I'm just trying to figure out if there's like a translation issue. I have friends learning Portuguese. They're trying to, I think their retirement plan is to move to Portugal. And they're like, it's freaking hard. It's like a really hard language. A hard romance language. Like all the basic stuff is still the same between like French and Spanish and Romanian and Italian and Portuguese. But there's apparently something about Portuguese that is very difficult comparatively. Like I never thought French was very hard once you kind of get the basics of it. And I would assume Spanish is kind of the same. 2, that one, that one, that one. Oh, 2 more of these. Yep, that wasn't supposed to go there. That would make me mad later. Just building walls right now. One and 4. Oh, the birdie's outside. Birdies like it when you mow. It's easier to get at the bugs in the grass. Ah. So is there not a, so I guess the question is Portuguese her primary language too, or is English her primary language? Because I can understand if like if she knows a lot of Portuguese but then you're trying to teach, or somebody's trying to teach her English, and you say things like box, but also a box. I can see that being difficult to get across. That homonym. Portuguese is primary. Okay. Because it has too many words and verbs for a simple thing. I agree. Have you met the Germans? The Germans are like, yeah, you know what? We've got this really complicated idea. We're just going to take a bunch of words that kind of mean the similar thing, and we're going to smash them together. And now that's the word that means that thing. All right. Before we do that, 2, 1, okay. 1, 3. I know I say this every time, but I do need to get back into my French. I feel like since I don't have anybody to talk to, you just lose it over time. Okay, start over here. And And it's really easy to do. I mean, I just do my Duolingo for 20 minutes a day. I don't know why I fell out of that. It's a great early pandemic thing when you're like, yeah, I'm going to get back into my language. My other learning language. I should have been doing Chinese too, or Mandarin. Because I started doing that a few years ago and I picked up a little bit, but not nearly enough to make it worthwhile. Alright, so I got that. One of those. One of those. One, 3. Okay, so here. I could have been doing a time lapse on this, but it's been out for so long that it's like, I'm sure somebody else, there's a bunch of people who've already done that. Oop. 35 years ago, we only learned English at the 5 year of school. Now they start learning in kindergarten. I wish we learned another language that early. Because it's harder when you're an adult. 3, 2, 1. It's not impossible, but your brain just doesn't. It will change, like the neuroplasticity of an adult is not completely gone. Like you're still able to learn things. So the whole teach a dog new tricks kind of thing is kind of a myth. But at the same time, it's like I have a hard time just remembering what Beth's schedule is for training. But for some reason, movie quotes, got it. Nail it. Every time. So yeah, next, that's so slick. This trick you can get away with because of that inside of that, where you can put that little panel inside that gap. Love it. I think that's one of those things people figure out and they're like, now I'm going to put that in every building that I'm going to do. Like that. And it just looks really nice. I study English, French, and Latin in school. English is my daily based language because my bosses are English. Most of the clients are English. Well, your English is fantastic, by the way. And my Portuguese is terrible. I can only claim to know one more other language, and it's French, and it's not even that good. Like, I could probably get away with asking for directions. Speaking, it's not that hard. Writing, it's not hard. Reading it is a little harder just because of the vocabulary. Hearing it is almost impossible. But I was pretty proud of myself. I was in the post office the other day, and there was a couple guys sitting there, and they were in there's like the regular line, and then there's the line that, or there's like a divider that on the other side of it where you fill out forms. And so I was in line, I was just sitting there, and on the other side of this divider, these two guys were filling out a form. Two French-speaking guys. I won't say they were French. I would just say French-speaking. And, okay, so we're starting here now. And it was great because I could understand enough to know that they were complaining about how expensive it was. I was like, yeah, I actually got that. That's pretty great. And I was going to commiserate and talk to him and say, yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? But I know that it's one of those fears where you start talking and they just assume that you know everything. And so they just, blah, 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 and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I only speak a little. Je parle un peu. And since, you know, I can't ask them about their sister and a monkey and a cat and stuff like that. That's all basic primary language skills. You gotta go slower. But there's always like those French with coffee kind of places where you can talk to people. I just never did that. I should. I think it'd be fun. I got two friends also, like IRL, that speak French. One's actually his parents. He's from Belgium, or his parents are from Belgium, and he was born there. He lives here now. Oh, this is supposed to go. So I'll talk to him in French a little bit. And another friend is just kind of a francophile. He just likes that kind of stuff. All right. Not too many extra pieces there. On 2 bags setting. In which we find French. I remember the basic, but when they realize that I understand them, I'm plotted, because then they speak really. Oh yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, unless they speak like this. You don't have to speak loud or stupid whatever. But it's that trope of... I was just watching an Enterprise. This is actually a nice looking 3PO. Was this a different model for this set? I mean, that's really nice. Oh, focus. Just looks really nice. Some good printing on that. I was watching a Star Trek, and invariably there's an episode where an alien and a member of the crew don't understand each other because the universal translator is broken. And it's just so funny because just like anything else, you find out somebody speaks a different language. So you start talking louder and slower. It's like they're not deaf and they're not stupid. They just don't understand you, you know. I love that trope. Of course, you know, it's a heightened situation, and they came to blows at one point because one race was kind of a warrior race, and the guy from the Enterprise was not. And, you know, instead of like going like this and going, wait, let's talk, you know, everybody kind of, if you've got a mouth, you know what this means. They just start punching each other. It was kind of funny. I'm like, well, that's one way to do it. It's an Enterprise episode, so it's the one where Trip and that lizard-like alien are stuck on that planet that's turning into a really hot lava, not lava, but a hot place. 1, 2, 3. Asterix and Obelisk, yeah. Asterix the Gaul. Do you see those idea sets with them? I'm like, those are amazing, and I would get those, but those have like, I don't think those have like universal global appeal. I think those are very much European. Like you could probably, I think they showed up in some syndicated newspapers, some cartoon pages. But I bet you could show that image to most of the U.S. and people would be going, it looks familiar. Is that a Disney character? You know. I may be wrong on that. Maybe people really know who Asterix is. Asterix and Obelisk. But I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. Oh, thank God we're getting to the top of this thing. I just feel like we've been building this wall forever. Top of that. It's looking pretty good so far. It's gonna be a ×2. Negative. negative. I am a meat popsicle. So something I learned the other day. The scene in, speaking of cultural references and worldly appeal and stuff like that, the scene in, I guess it wasn't an Avengers movie. It was Winter Soldier, where we first see Captain Rogers with his notebook of stuff, right, that he needs to check up on. Music, movies, things like that, events in history, Berlin Wall going up and down. He writes in Marvin Gaye, or I think it's Marvin Gaye, Trouble Man, whoever sang Trouble Man. And various other things, Nirvana. Depending on where you saw that movie, you saw different things on that list. And I think the funniest one is if you saw it in France, one of the movies was The Fifth Element. And I'm like, now, I'm a big fan of The Fifth Element. I think The Fifth Element is one of the best science fiction movies around, right? I really, really enjoy it. I think Luc Besson is a great storyteller. Lucy was a little weird, but I really liked that movie. But I don't know that if it should be in Steve Rogers' list. I'm like, there are probably other good movies that you could watch. Like Amelie wasn't in there. I would have thought Amelie would have been more than The Fifth Element, but whatever. I just thought it was kind of funny that every area's got a different little. Here's obviously what you need to check out. It's pretty cute. Also, culturally, yeah, it doesn't make sense that if you're in China to check out Nirvana, you know. It's like, who? But that is weird that you think of movie making now as this this enterprise where you have to not cater, but you really have to be aware of the global market, you know? You can't just assume that everybody's going to know the same things and reference the same things as you. I think it's kind of interesting that they also plan for those types of things. They're like, all right, well, here's this notebook that's got all these things that he missed out in the last 50, 70 years. But it's like, well, what if he had woken up in Russia? What would he be referencing then? Same things? Yeah, if it wasn't there, nobody would talk about it. Exactly. Right through this, and that's what I appreciate about you, Miss Katie. Your quick instructions. Oh, can we also talk about, I don't know if I've talked about this, but my Avalanche are now out of the playoffs, and I'm a little sad. I feel like I just got into hockey again this year, and immediately back out because they fell again in the second round to the stupid, oh God, the Golden Knights of Las Vegas. Just the dumbest hockey team. It's pretty nice angled slope there, or angled, I don't know what that's called, just angled archway. Cool. All right, what bag is next? Connor, good morning. How are you? Oh, neat, the Stormtrooper. All right, so this is bag 8. And bag 8 is a big bag. Felt weird. Ice hockey seems really good thing to see. Ice hockey, to me, is just the most amazing sport there is. Is this going to be building off of this? No. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside because it's relatively large. Sand Troopers. Not a real designation. They're just stormtroopers that happen to be on Tatooine. I won't say ice hockey is the only good sport. I think in terms of athleticism, stamina, skill, ice hockey's got to be at the top, right? It's tough, it's fast, it requires a stupid amount of skill, and it's kind of constantly exciting. It's got like the hard hittingness of rugby or football. It's got the skill of equipment as, let's say, golf or tennis or lacrosse. It has the speed of like an Olympic event. And I feel like it has the drama of European football, of soccer. I think soccer is also a wonderful sport. I grew up playing soccer. I try to watch as much Premier League as I can, which isn't a whole lot here. Austin got a Major League Soccer team this year, or a couple of years ago. They just started playing this year, so I'd like to see if I can follow them a little bit. Yeah. So, but I think hockey is just kind of the best collection of all the sports. It's just so good. And I get the rules are a little weird, and it's a little alien to a casual fan. So like having 3 periods instead of 2 is a little weird. The rules like icing and boarding and high sticking and interference, I get that can be a little alien to people. But European Championship started Friday. Yeah, I've been keeping abreast of that, keeping in touch with that. I get the scores every once in a while. Is this really all? Oh, let's do this first. Body. And then I need this fancy piece. I love these. I wish these were around when I was a kid building mask figures or Centurions, where I could attach stuff that wouldn't look terrible. And this goes off his side, right? Yeah, goes off his shoulder. Put that on. Great helmet. That is a great helmet. I'm telling you. So yeah, now that my team's out, the NHL playoffs, I'll probably watch the finals. I don't really care who's in the finals, but I'll watch them. And I'll just have to pick up with my team next year, like everybody else. And there's your Sand Trooper. Sand Trooper because he's covered in sand. He's got a pauldron, so I'm thinking he's a captain or a sergeant of some kind. That's usually the indication of that. That backpack going to be full of like hydration materials and scanning stuff, because I'm guessing that they're part of a garrison that was left here, and they don't really keep track of this garrison too much, so they have to have a lot of field stuff. I don't either, Connor. It's rough and coarse and gets everywhere. That's the dumbest effing line, too. Nobody likes sand. Okay. Getting on with the build. Big old square. Alright, this is just a mess now, so it might be a little bit of hunting and pecking and stuff. I'm going to try to get in one more bag. Like, we can do this and then finish that last bag, and then we're good. See how this goes. Feeling like I'm rushing through this. The whole point of these big sets is to enjoy building them. Yeah, I'm liking the figures so far. I like the fact that there's like 20. How many figures are there? 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 20. Hey, Lisa, how are you? You used to live close to the stadium where the former New Haven Nighthawks hockey team played when I was in college. That was how I got interested in the sport. Amazing to watch. I agree. We had in Denver, before the Avalanche got there, we had the... I think they were called the Arrows or the Zephyrs. Or maybe the Rock. No, they were called the Rockies. And then that team went away. That was in the 70s. And then the only way to really watch hockey in Colorado, oddly, like Colorado didn't have a professional hockey team, which I felt was weird, was to watch DU hockey, which was the kind of the big university, but it was the one that had the hockey team. So we'd go to DU games every once in a while. And in the 80s, I was a fan of the Oilers and whoever Gretzky was playing on at the time. And then a couple trips to Boston, and I became a Bruins fan. So that was my team for a while, was the Bruins. And then Colorado, the Quebec Nordiques moved to Colorado. So I was like, sweet, we have a hockey team. And then like that year, they won the cup. So we were sort of set up for greatness. And it's kind of like, you know, sweet, this can happen, because as lifelong Broncos fans, we hadn't won any Super Bowls, so we're all kind of burnt out on Major League sports. Turns out there are championships to be had. Then they won it again in 2001 against the Devils, and nothing since. So it's kind of sad that they're out of it again this year, but I'll keep rooting for them. We used to have, there was a hockey team when I moved down to Texas. There was one in Houston called the Houston Arrows, that we would go see a couple of their games. And then when we moved to Austin had a minor league hockey team, oddly enough. It was the Austin Ice Bats. And I think that team basically became the Texas Stars, which is the farm team for the Dallas Stars, and they play up in Cedar Park. And you can get in for, like, if you buy enough groceries at H-E-B, they'll give you a ticket kind of thing. But those games are a lot of fun, so we try to go to those whenever we can. We have friends with season tickets, and they're like, hey, we can't go to this game. Do you want to go? And I'm like, yes, I do. And I wear my Avs jersey and get yelled at by other people. Are you really a Colorado fan? It's like my jersey says the name of a player that doesn't even play anymore. Of course I am. Okay, does that look all right? Yes. All right, next. How are you, Lisa? How are things going there in the Kentuckyville? So So just so you know, Lisa, and I'm sure Beth has talked to you about this, but we are considering not bringing both dogs. Maybe just bring one dog on our trip. The one we would bring would be the small one, because her crate is smaller. She's easier to transport. I'm just thinking that having both dogs there might be a little much. So we're gonna ask if like some friends can watch them. This is where it's gonna be kind of a problem. I want to be able to, there we go, do that. And that's outside. Hopefully that's all we're gonna do. No, okay. I just don't want the entire trip to be about, I want it to be about, you know, Beth being able to visit and not so much 100% of the time taking care of the dogs, like figuring out where they're going to sleep, taking them outside, making sure they're happy, making sure they're not pooping where they're not supposed to, that kind of stuff. And that can get really annoying if you're not careful. I got to flip this around because I can't really tell what's going on. So apologies. Work on it this way. But I think it would be nice if you guys could meet Kaylee or Aggie. So we'll at least bring Aggie. So what happened in Austin yesterday? If you're referring to the shooting, there was a shooting. Not really sure what happened. Other than the news reports, you probably know as much as I do. There was two guys who opened fire down on 6th Street, which is kind of like it's like the French Quarter, but trashy, if that makes sense. It's where college kids go to get drink. And they shot a bunch of people. I don't think anybody died. And they have one suspect and another's on the loose. I haven't heard whether they've got him yet or not. And the funny thing is, Texas has also just passed a permitless carry, which means you do not have to have a permit, or you don't have to have a special permit to conceal and carry. I think that's what it is. So there's always the argument of, you know, we'd be a lot safer if all the good guys with guns were out there. And I'm like, I know Kodiak's going to get on me about this because we're, I think, not diametrically opposed, but I think we're slightly opposed to gun control. And I'm just like, well, where were all the good guys with the guns in this case? Where were they? Did nobody, you know, that's always been the argument. And now that it's happened, I don't know. The normal problem in America with guns. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, it's another day. Just pick a city. The problem is we've got, and we're not going to solve it here today, but I always feel like because we have a constitution that outlines the ability to have guns, it's so hard to regulate against them or regulate the proper use of them. And so because of that, the manufacturing of it just proliferates, and there's so many guns now. I don't know. It is very much a mindset, but not everybody is an idiot, and not everybody is mentally unstable, and they are able to take care of their hobby properly. It's not that everybody here is an insane animal. But I always feel like it's like, well, I don't know. I don't really want to get into it too much. So there. So back to Lego. Aha. So that goes there. What a weird little thing to connect to. Just a weird thing to have on the side there. Do you have a place to display the Cantina once it's complete? Depends on how big it is. I think I do. I've got some open shelves over here that I could make room. I've got 3 or 4 open areas. If it doesn't get any, if it's like this big, I think I could do it. One, either or both are welcome. Well, that's nice. I told Beth this, honestly. I was like, you know, honestly, I would rather not worry about traveling with... This is really jarring to see these colors in here. It's all brown and sand and... like, blue. I'd like to... I'd like the trip to be about spending time with you guys. And I just feel like every time we go with the dogs, I get stressed. So I'm hoping that we can come to an arrangement of some kind. There's always space in the house. I can sleep on the floor. Yep. When I got my Slave 1, I was forced to get rid of the stuff I had up on display. Sadly, I'm running out of room. Yeah, I'm not completely out of room yet. I've got some shelf tops I could do for some big models. But I think a couple bigger models like this, and I may be forced to... It's starting to drift into the house proper. So like I got a couple display pieces like the fossils and the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo and all my cars. If you notice, there's no cars back here anymore. They're all on a different shelf. The bonsai and the flowers are all by my desk. So it's creative storage, but yeah, top of the fridge. I mean, it's not my house, we rent, but you know, it's ours to do with what we want inside. All right. Before I miss any pieces, I see that there's one, there it is, okay. It's a really weird little... Okay. Turntable! I just got my first UCS set. I want to get more, but it would be a shame not to display them. I think UCS sets should be displayed. I think that's the whole point. To that end, I think I'm going to try to resurrect my UCS Tantive 4, but the panels, the problem is going to be that the panels, they're the big white quarter panels, right? They're like this but white. I have a bunch. They came with stickers on them, and these are the old stickers, and they basically just flaked, and so a lot of them are permanently kind of on there, and you can't pull them off without scraping. Or I'll have to figure out another way to get them off there. I'm sure there's a solvent or something. So I want to put them back. I want to put that back together, but without the stickers, that big block of engines is going to look a little weird. It's going to look a bit naked. So I think you can get stickers reprinted, and if I can get those quarter panels cleaned up, I could reprint the stickers. But yeah, that's another one where I was like, yeah, I mean, why not put this back up? I think the whole reason I took it down in the first place is I ran out of room. At first, it was that I was in a relationship where the person I was with wasn't really keen on me having Lego all over the house. And then it was I didn't have room because I was kind of on my own. And it's just hard to just, display in apartments and stuff. And now I'm like, this whole dining room is just, I can fill it. So it's great. I need to at least bricklink that little round bar bit. It would be rough for display. I thought I got the set. I reworked. Wait a minute. I missed something of yours. Travis. And my music stopped. Again. I think Beth maybe pulled up. No, maybe not. It would be rough for display. I thought I had got the set. I reworked it to half the size to go minimal on the terrain and maybe do a few standing huts. I think I missed the first part of what you were talking about. You mean this? Close to buying UCS Falcon. I could get it for $650, no tax. Wow, that's pretty good. I at least need to brick. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, Travis. I'm sorry. I think you had mentioned a set or something. I just didn't come across. Unless it was like really early on and I missed it. And now I've lost my place. See, and that's the thing about that big Falcon UCS set. I'm like, I don't need the box. Just give me the bags. I just want to build it and have it. I don't need the box. I don't need nice instructions. Even if you have it where you took it apart. Did I miss a step along here? I did. Needs to go there. I'm sure that was in an earlier thing. Just making sure. Yep. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was just saying that if I got it, I need half. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, just this part, right? This is all you'd get? Just that part? And then the bar. Okay, the bar. Got it. Yeah. In fact, the bar itself, just do the bar. See, now I want to like reopen or redo all of the other Mos Eisley sets that have come out. I'm sure I've got a couple, and then like redo them and just kind of do them in a like this is just another building next to this. So 2, so I need another one over here. This is a fine clothier next to the Cantina, or this is a haberdashery. All right, one of each. 1, 1, and 1. That's what I always say to the sellers. Just send the bags and forget the rest. There's any space left in the instructions. If not, the bags are enough. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have a search on Bricklink that I look for used but complete. Don't need the box. It doesn't need to be in perfect condition. I just want to build it. And then I'll want to take it apart again. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask? Ugh. Come on, people. Bye, Connor. Have fun playing tennis. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully Thursday. Losing my voice and I'm out of coffee. Travis, are you going to Brick Rodeo? Oh, stickers. Dumb stickers. A lot of stickers on this set too. Oh, and that's all I need. And this sand color. And that's all I need. Even if you dismantle it, just store it with other pieces. Well, that's, I mean, half the stuff I get, I put it together and go, neat. Take it all apart, put it all in buckets. So this is the droid scanner. So if you didn't know this, when they first walk into the bar and there's this thing and it's like lighting up and going or something like that, that is a droid detector. This isn't something that, so this is, it's weird because it's like right at the opening, but this is like seats by the opening, right? And this is how the bartender knew that 3PO and R2 were droids when they walked in, and which is why they like right away said, "Hey, we don't serve their kind in here." They knew like right away. Also, you could have looked up and seen droids, but apparently it's like a little alarm system. And I think that was sort of like retroactively put in there. I don't know if that's common knowledge or if I just found out later or what, but yeah, that's what that supposedly is. Oh, my back is starting to hurt from sitting, and I gotta do yard work later. All right, Arch. This. Oops. Blew up my nice little array of figures here. Burp. There we go. I'm trying to keep them in line so it looks like a nice little display. Not doing a very good job of it. Looks like a good, hey, Michael, how are you? Looks like a good companion to the Friends TV sets. Did you get that one? I didn't. I've got the original Friends one, but I didn't. Something about not really caring about the second one. I was kind of like, I don't care. I got one, and instead of like them doing a different, like The Office or Frasier or Night Court or I don't know, any other TV set, they did another Friends one. I was kind of bummed. I don't know why. I just feel like they could have done something other, because you know they did The Big Bang Theory, then they did Friends, then they could have done something else. But I think because Friends was such a big hit that they're like, oh, we should do another one. Let's do that again. So I'm thinking like an adult fan and not like a consumer. Here we go with these rings again. I like these rings. But yeah, this does have the feeling of this is a big TV set kind of thing. Yeah, the original Star Trek. The problem is I think the Star Trek license is owned by, I don't know if it's Mega Bloks, but it's owned by another brick building group. I think like Paramount or Viacom, whoever owned it, sold it to a different licensee. So Lego just doesn't have it, and they have to either buy it from them or wait till that license runs out. Because honestly, Star Trek would be a huge boon. I think it would, so many years worth of ships and figures and stuff. I think it would be stupid not to do that. But they had probably had to pick. They're like, okay, Star Wars or Star Trek. What are we going to do? And I think in '99 when they made the deal originally, with Lucasfilm. What? Oh, okay. There was nothing really going on Star Trek wise. Voyager was over. Enterprise hadn't started yet. So they're probably in a little bit of, well, we got to pick something now. So let's just do Star Wars because it's coming out with a new movie. They could do all the bridges on top of it. They could do, you know, the Ops Station in DS9. They could do all Enterprise bridges and Voyager bridges. Build a bunch of shuttles and runabouts and the promenade. Think of the promenade, man. I know somebody's done like a huge DS9 station build that's like the size of a VW Bug. But I don't know if anybody's done the promenade. That'd be really cool with all the figures and all that stuff. Get you a Jumjaw stick. Eat at that Klingon restaurant while he sings opera to you. Be pretty sweet. All I'm saying. That. Okay. So we're about 7 minutes away, and I think I'm going to just try to wrap up this bag. Before we head out. Again, the 72-hour stream is on again this year. I'm going to be doing the August 8th at 10 a.m. slot, which is a Sunday. If you're interested in being on the panel with me, just let me know. Because I think we'll do not just me doing it this time like last time, but feel free to join. And I can send out links. I think I can have up to like 10 people, so. Fingers are starting to get a little sore. Come on, 1 by 1 plate. Or 1 by 2. There we go. Yeah, Dave. Anytime, man. Did your video come out yet with the studio stuff? I haven't seen it. Satisfying quarter panel drop. Boom. Satisfying giant panel drop. Boom. Oh, so nice. Not yet, still working on audio. Okay, cool. All right, 1, 2, 1, and I'm sure I'll see it when it pops up. If you haven't, subscribe to Kodiak's channel and Travis's. Had another mask video go up yesterday. Time blurs together. Oh, what cheaters? There's actually a piece for this. I guess it must not have come in that color. There's a piece that does that. That little panel, but they put 2 on there. Yeah, I've got nowhere to go today, so I'm finishing this up, finishing this bag before calling it quits. Because after this, all I have to do is go to the grocery store or go to buy pet food. So I'm in no rush. So no, Walter said he was doing, Brad's working. Walter was at a friend's or he's hanging out with family right now. Everybody else just chilling the rest of the day. Oh, there's 3 of them. Okay. I was like, that's really short. Oh yeah, it's late there. I've already used my afternoon, thank you. That's right, because you're usually like, I'm having dinner with my family. I'm like, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm trying to talk Beth into recording another episode of our podcast tonight. So I don't have to edit at 11:59 the night before it's supposed to go out. But I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, that's just 1 and that's 2. Okay, I'm trusting you here. Another sub-assembly. Hoping to shoot a playthrough video for my zombie board game today if I can. Cool. Zombie board game. Did you make a game or are you just playing a zombie board game? Because if you have a game that you need to beta test, you let me know. I've got some gamers here who would love to do that. Tuscan Productions. It's all right. You're here until all these pieces are gone, and then I'm done. But thanks for coming nonetheless. Appreciate it. Make sure to like this video if you haven't. I'm sure all of you are already subscribed, but let people know about the channel. Made it in bricks, been working on it for over 10 years. My goodness. Well, yeah, if you need play testers, I've kind of done an index card building game that we play tested a while back, and I've been like working on it for about 10 years. And then my friends who live down the street, he has started building a game of his own too. So we're all aware of the plight of the game testers. So that would be super cool. But that sounds fun. I hope you have fun with it. Yeah, for sure. Totally do. It says I need 2 of these, but I only see 1. And there's not that many pieces, so I don't know what I'm missing here. Oh. Don't know how they got all the way over there. All right, this is going to be Arabesh. If anybody can translate this for me. It's another sticker. Yeah, my friend Dan is a giant game nerd. Like, he backs all kinds of Kickstarter games. I think it's upside down, because I know that letter K is supposed to go the other way. That's all I really know. So he's all about any kind of board games. And I'm always willing to play. Beth, not so much, but she gives it a good college try. Ugh, that sticker's not on there very well. Dang it. It's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid looking door there. Very nice. Very nice. One last arch, and then I think we're going to be done. They came over the other day and we played, we just played the Cyanide and Happiness kind of deck building, or, not deck building, but the one where you make a cartoon based off the Cyanide and Happiness cartoons. And that's fun. We went a bunch of rounds because it says until somebody has 3 points. And you're like, are you kidding? We're going to play this until we're done. We're going to empty out this deck. All right. That's something in front there. Put this here so you can see it. And Beth is home. What timing? Now I need to turn it back on because I need to be able to see what I'm doing here. One hinge. Okay, good. Did I just reference Borat? I just referenced the soundbite from Borat. It's the only thing I know about that. I've never actually seen it. Don't at me. I also say my wife. That's about it. That's all I really know. I know friends of mine would die if they heard that I'd never seen the movie, but I've never seen the movie, which means subsequently I haven't seen the new one either. My goodness, I'm really wedging these pieces in here. I am. Speaking of my wife.
It's noon.
I know, and I've got like 2 more pieces to put on.
Okay. Just back there treating you.
I know. Oh, where's this last piece go? Right there for some reason. Odd place to put that last piece. Right there.
Gonna let the dogs out.
Who did?
I said I'm gonna let the dogs out.
Who did?
I see what you did there.
No, you didn't see what I did there because that is the dumbest joke in the world. But I can't not say that ever. I feel like these were important pieces, and I feel like I forgot that they were in here somewhere because I don't remember using this black wedge at all ever. So I'm gonna scroll through real quick just to make sure. Fart, fart, fart. All right, this is bag 8, yeah? Okay. Oh, wait, no. It was on the back of the Stormtrooper. Yes, okay. We are all good in the hood. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Here's where we left it. This is the one side of the whole thing. I'm sure the next several bags will be the other side and the roof and the outlying buildings, and then the bar goes in the middle here, somewhere like that. So I will be back on Thursday to work on this more. Yeah, so thanks for coming by, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you later.